Look what happens with a love like that. Son never says to her, you owe me. So good morning, beloveds and gracious ones, and the rest of y'all too. Welcome to the Sedona Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. I am the Reverend Anthony Mtuaswa Johnson. Yesterday we had some fun at the new member ceremony because folks wanted to know how to pronounce Mtuaswa. So I say it again. That M in Swahili is like you just tasted your favorite food. So an M is not an M as in English, it's So it's Mtuaswa. Translates to mean natural man. Okay. So I welcome you in the name of the ancestors on whose shoulders I stand, and I welcome you in the name of all that is holy and sacred for you. It is indeed, as always, an honor and a pleasure to be able to share this space with you. And I want to acknowledge that all of us stand here and breathe here on unceded land of the First Nations people. Today I'd like to share the welcoming words adapted from Dublin. Come on, y'all. From the UU Church of Dublin. You know, that's a teacher in me. We do not ask what you believe, nor do we expect you to think the way we do. But we do ask something, that you try to live a kind and a helpful life with the dignity proper to that of a human being. So welcome all who believe that religion is wider than any sect and deeper, dare I say much deeper, than any set of opinions, including my own. Welcome all who might find in this fellowship friendship, strength, and encouragement for daily living. Some version of what our dear Helen said. Something happens here that you can use. And another way we say that. Otherwise, it don't mean a thing.
If it ain't got that swing.
If it ain't got that swing. And that's the swing. So today's talk is entitled The Gift of Pluralism. If you've been noticing, that gift has kind of been a thing the last couple of months. Gift. Think of the feel. How do you feel when someone gives you a gift or it's your birthday? It's just a present. It's just a present. Let's just say you didn't earn it. There are no trophies involved, no letters behind your name. It's just a gift. So what do we mean by pluralism? How does it or how may it apply to us again in our daily lives? I like big words. Some of you know I'm a word dog. Words, I love them. But after the meaning, what can I do with it? Now, a lot of times, and most often we talk about pluralism, we apply it to conversations about communities and societies. Pluralistic society, as an example, which is one where many different and diverse groups live together, right? They share power, different cultural backgrounds, get to keep their own traditions, a pluralistic society. In terms of religion, religious pluralism is the idea that people of different religious groups live and interact with each other for the better good. As I like to say, putting meat and bones on that word, interfaith, like we're doing with our Methodist friends down the street, or we're going to do with our Church of the Red Rock Christian folks up the road. Because it don't mean a thing. You can yak interfaith, but if it ain't got that swing, don't mean a thing. Some may think of this a lot of time in terms of a melting pot. You know, we've all heard of the American melting pot, where different folks come and cultures are blended into a common stew or a common soup, if you will. I offer a different vision that I'd like you to consider instead of the melting pot. And that is of a salad. That's where a radish will always be a radish. But ain't nothing like that flavor of that tomato. And that onion gets to be its strong self. But in the mix, when you get the radish or the cucumber in with the tomato and the onion and whatever else you like, everybody has their own flavor. But together, can't be beat. Can't be beat. So I like to offer that, pluralism in addition to cultures and societies is just as applicable to us as individuals. Because you and I, we don't have an identity. We have multiple identities. As old Walt Whitman famously said, quote, I am large. I contain multitudes. And he was talking about you too. Multitudes. But we rarely, if ever, step back to reflect on how these multitudes influence us and interact with each of us. Without that step back little distance, many identities end up sneaking up on us. Kind of sneak up on the driver's wheel and take over. And next thing you know, another part of you is gain control. Getting to know our many selves is getting to know your pluralism within. Which, by the way, is the theme of our Soul Matters circles this month. Yeah. In fact, I chose a poem to share from the Soul Matters circle team, the national team. I wonder how the moonflower feels about its sweet sister, morning glory. What it must be to know that world longingly awaits another. While you must seek solace hidden under a night sky when the world has told you you should hide, it is only the shadows that welcome you in. And while blooming in dark has its beauty, it's also a lonely place to live. And who can blame us? Come on now, it's a tough place. Who can blame that moon-drenched cousin for wanting to hide? After all, this world can be a little rough. We're pressed. We're picked upon. Picked over, told who and what we need to be, so that we will finally be loved. I don't care what anybody's saying to you when you meet them. People are always saying just one thing. Will you love me? Next time you're in conversation with somebody, think about that. Some version of, will you love me? That's why we can't wait till hug your neighbor time. All we're ever saying, folks, is, will you love me? And so we shape-shift until our own original curvature is no longer remembered, until our masks become indistinguishable from our face. That mask is not your face. That mask is what we all wear. Until the pieces of us somehow allowed out in the sun forget the other parts that are buried deep inside, in the cold earthen layers of time. Maybe that is what the moonflower is doing out there in the dark. Maybe it's not hiding after all, but instead trying to remember who it once was. Or maybe it knows who it is. And its blooming is a way of saying, come find me, I'm still here. And of course that may mean that it's not just about making it safe for others to come out of the shadows, but also a reminder that you and I, we all have pieces and parts that we bury in the dark. So friends, what do you say? Let's go find them. Let's put ourselves back together again. Let our gift of pluralism today, this day, begin with us and our many owning, acknowledging our many identities. Of course, some of you, all of us, 10 deep, knee deep in some version of political pluralism. Time of the day, presidential elections are upon us, gathering steam and smoke and all other kinds of irritants, I might add. Possibly no other topic is as pressing as how does America move away from a dangerous polarization and into a healthy pluralism. Let's digress for a second. Angel Kyoto reminds us that inclusivity is not how do we make you a part of what we are. Not how do we make you a part of what we are, but how do we become more of what you are. Vernon Myers explains diversity as this. Diversity is being invited to the party. But inclusion is being invited to dance. To dance. Shall we dance? Now, I too have an idea. I've been known to have one every now and then. That may be a path to a healthy pluralism. And of course, you know, I wrote a poem about it. It's entitled, No Love Dying Here. A lot of stuff going on in the world, I know it. Oppression, human rights, violence, racism, anti-Semitism, Judaism, Unitarian Universalism, and many other isms that come to our mind and fill our hearts. Important words, for sure, but not in this place at this moment. Can we just have a moment? Let us hold the child's eye for just a moment. Let it be crystal clear that there will be no love dying right here. Not now. The child's eye for just a moment. All those important words, be damned. There will be no love dying here. We can all name the places, you know, the provinces, the places that have been bombed. You know them by heart. The countries where beloved people are dying, where parched hearts prevail. But not now. Not in this place, in this moment. Let's be crystal clear. For now, there will be no love dying here. Now here's also beyond this place. It is inside of me. It is inside of you. Right next to those adult prying eyes of ours. Inside our adult thinking skull. Alongside our adult, adroit trigger finger, encased within our adult strategic anatomy. I ask to let our adult selves bow to the moment and to the place of the child's eye. Confused, puzzled, and watery. Asking in all languages, known and unknown, one question. Why? 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 So I'd offer that we wrap ourselves in this forever why in this moment, for just a moment, before the important words come back, the ism shall return. Can't get away. But for just this moment, wrap ourselves in this forever why, before the important words return and take over, force us to take cover. For just a moment, in this place, please, dear ones, in this place, maybe we can sing it together. There will be no love dying here. Can you say it with me? There will be no love dying here. One more time, please. There will be no love dying here. Yeah. You might ask yourself sometimes, why do you write poetry? Why do I write poetry? I asked myself that question, not you, this morning. And I said, you know what, I'm going to share with somebody more famous and revered than I was asked that question. And this is what the great T.S. Eliot said. Why poetry? Why poetry? Mr. Eliot said, poetry may make us a little more aware. Poquito, just a little more aware of the deeper, unnamed feelings which form the substratum of your being. Poetry takes you to the substratum of your being, to which we rarely penetrate, he reminds us. For most of our lives are spent a constant evasion of ourselves. So again, I say, so what do you say? How about no more evasion? That's the end of his poem. And one more time. Poetry may make us a little more aware of the deeper, unnamed feelings which form the substratum of our being, to which you and I rarely penetrate. For our lives are mostly a constant evasion of ourselves. Let's stop the evasion for just a moment. Can we do that?
Yes.
Yes. So let our gift of pluralism, not only out there, but pluralism in here, begin with us owning and welcoming our many identities, dare I say, our personal pluralism.